Welcome to my channel, Valuable Coins All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. The United States is home to a rich history of coins, many of which have unique stories and high values. One coin, in particular, stands out not only for its historical significance but also for its impressive value on the market. We're talking about the 1993 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. But what makes this specific quarter so special, and how has it earned such a high price tag? Let's take a closer look at the story behind this coin and why it could be worth more than you might think. The Washington quarter dollar, first introduced in 1932, was designed to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. Since then, it has become one of the most popular and recognizable coins in American history. Each year, millions of these quarters were minted to circulate throughout the country. However, not every coin produced during these years holds the same value. In 1993, the U.S. Mint continued to produce the Washington quarter as part of its regular issue. But not every 1993 quarter is worth a lot of money. So, what makes certain 1993 quarters stand out from the rest? The answer lies in the condition, mint mark, and rare varieties that can make this particular coin worth a substantial amount more than its face value. Most of the 1993 quarters are made of a copper-nickel clad, but over the years, certain coins have been found with rare minting errors or unique characteristics that significantly increase their value. One of the most famous and valuable of these is a 1993 Washington quarter that was minted with an error. This coin features a distinctive misalignment or a mistake in its design that makes it stand out from the others. Collectors highly seek these error coins because they are so rare and add to the uniqueness of any collection. When it comes to grading coins, the condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its worth. Coins that are in excellent condition, with no signs of wear or damage, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated or worn down over time. The 1993 Washington quarter that stands out in terms of value is one that has been kept in pristine condition, with no noticeable scratches, dents, or discoloration. A high-quality coin in this category can fetch an impressive amount on the market. It's also important to consider the rarity of a coin when evaluating its worth. While the 1993 Washington quarter is not an especially rare coin in terms of overall mintage, certain examples have become rare due to their unique errors, high-quality condition, or specific features that collectors desire. These rarer versions can be sold for significantly more than the typical quarter, attracting both casual collectors and serious investors. What truly makes the 1993 Washington quarter stand out, though, is a specific error coin that has shocked the numismatic world. In 1993, a small batch of quarters was minted with an extremely rare error that made them almost unrecognizable to the average eye. These errors involved misstrikes and double-die varieties, which significantly raised their value on the secondary market. As these coins began to surface, collectors started to realize just how rare and valuable these pieces were, and the demand for them skyrocketed. If you happen to come across a 1993 Washington quarter that shows any kind of error, such as a double die or misalignment in the minting, you may be holding a treasure in your hand. Even coins in good condition without noticeable errors can fetch more than face value. But the error coins are the ones that truly command the big bucks. Now, if you're wondering just how much a 1993 Washington quarter with these rare characteristics can be worth, you may be in for a surprise. A particular coin from 1993 that was found with a rare minting error has been sold for as much as $56,000 in the market. This is a staggering amount when compared to the usual value of a typical quarter. So, next time you're going through your change or hunting for rare coins, keep an eye out for that 1993 Washington quarter. It might just turn out to be more valuable than you ever imagined. In conclusion, while most 1993 Washington quarters will only be worth their face value of 25 cents, there are some rare exceptions that can command a price in the thousands. Whether it's an error in the minting process, an exceptional condition, or just a coin with the right features, the 1993 Washington quarter is a shining example of how a piece of history can turn into a valuable collector's item. So, the next time you're flipping through your coin collection, remember that the right coin could be worth more than just its face value. And just to wrap things up, The 1993 Washington quarter with the rare error could be worth as much as $56,000, which is a staggering sum for such a small piece of American history. Top 2. The United States is known for its fascinating history, and one of the best ways to explore that history is through the coins that have been minted over the years. Among these, the Washington quarter dollar is one of the most iconic and recognizable pieces of American currency. Today, we're going to dive into the history and value of the 1989 Washington quarter. While this coin might seem ordinary at first glance, there are certain factors that make it extraordinarily valuable in the world of coin collecting and numismatics. Let's explore why a 1989 Washington quarter could be worth a lot more than you expect. Introduced in 1932, the Washington quarter is a symbol of the United States' appreciation for its first president, George Washington. The coin features his image on the obverse, while the reverse depicts an eagle, an enduring symbol of American strength and freedom. The 1989 version of the quarter continued the legacy of this beloved design, minted as part of the ongoing Washington quarter series. Now, you might be thinking that a 1989 quarter is nothing more than a regular coin, with little to no value beyond its face value of 25 cents. After all, millions of these coins were minted, and they're still in circulation today. But just like any collectible item, the true value of a coin isn't always reflected in its face value. It's about rarity, condition, and sometimes, even the right set of circumstances that elevate a coin to collectible status. When it comes to coin collecting, the first thing that matters is condition. Coins that have been well preserved, without wear or damage, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. Most 1989 Washington quarters that you come across will be in average or well-worn condition, but a few have been kept in mint condition, making them much more valuable. For collectors, a coin that has been properly cared for and shows little to no signs of wear is considered a gem, but condition alone doesn't tell the whole story. Some 1989 quarters are rare because they have unique characteristics or features that make them stand out. One of the most notable examples of this involves special minting errors. From time to time, during the minting process, something can go wrong, resulting in a coin with an unusual defect. These errors can range from double die varieties to misaligned strikes or even off-center coins. These rare errors often make the coin significantly more valuable, especially to collectors who are looking for unusual pieces to add to their collections. One of the most exciting discoveries among Washington quarters from 1989 has been the finding of coins with double die errors. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck multiple times during the minting process, causing the image to be slightly out of alignment, creating a noticeable double effect on the design. This type of error is relatively rare, and when found on a coin like the 1989 Washington quarter, it can command a premium price from collectors and investors. Another factor that increases the value of the 1989 Washington quarter is the variety of the mint marks. Like other coins minted by the U.S. Mint, the Washington quarter has different mint marks, indicating where the coin was struck. The most common mint marks for the 1989 Washington quarter are the D mint mark, representing the Denver Mint, and the P mint mark, representing the Philadelphia Mint. However, certain years and specific mint marks can lead to rare variations of the coin, making those versions more sought after. If a 1989 Washington quarter has an unusual mint mark or a unique feature, it could be worth significantly more than the typical quarter. You might be wondering by now, how much can a 1989 Washington quarter actually be worth? Well, most of these quarters will only fetch a few dollars above their face value, even in good condition. However, if you find one of these special 1989 Washington quarters with a minting error, a rare variety, or exceptional preservation, the value can skyrocket. Collectors are always on the lookout for unique pieces, and the value of such rare quarters can reach remarkable heights. There have even been reports of certain error coins or highly graded examples of the 1989 Washington quarter being sold for much more than you might expect. If you happen to find a rare 1989 Washington quarter in your collection, you could be in for a pleasant surprise. There have been documented sales of 1989 Washington quarters with specific minting errors reaching incredible sums. In fact, one of these special error coins was recently sold for a staggering $64,000. An impressive price for a coin that started out as a simple 25-cent piece. That's right, $64,000. The market for rare coins can be incredibly lucrative, and when you come across a rare and valuable coin like the 1989 Washington quarter with a minting error or in near-perfect condition, The value can be far greater than what you'd expect from a standard quarter. In conclusion, while the 1989 Washington quarter might seem like just another coin at first glance, the truth is that certain versions of this coin can be worth far more than its face value. Factors like condition, minting errors, and even specific varieties of mint marks can elevate the value of the 1989 Washington quarter into the thousands. If you're a coin collector or simply someone who enjoys learning about rare and valuable items, it's worth taking a closer look at the 1989 Washington quarter. After all, you never know when you might come across a coin that could be worth $64,000. Top 3. When we think of coins that hold significant value in the world of numismatics, many people are quick to mention rare gold or silver pieces. But sometimes, it's the coins that are seemingly more common that can turn out to be worth a small fortune. One such coin is the 1979 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, this coin might appear to be just another piece of U.S. currency from the late 20th century, but its value in certain circumstances can truly surprise even the most seasoned collectors. Let's take a closer look at why this specific quarter from 1979 has become a highly sought-after coin and how it's earned the title of being worth far more than just its 25-cent face value. The Washington quarter, which has been in circulation since 1932, is a beloved coin that features the image of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse side features an eagle, which has symbolized American freedom and strength for centuries. The 1979 Washington quarter continued the legacy of this iconic design, and millions of these quarters were minted that year. However, while most of these coins hold little more value than their face value, there are exceptions. As with many coins, certain versions of the 1979 quarter are highly prized by collectors, and the reason for their worth goes beyond just their mint year point. One of the key factors in determining the value of a coin is its rarity. While millions of 1979 Washington quarters were produced, a select few have features that make them stand out from the rest. A common mistake that many people make when looking at coins is assuming that all coins from a specific year are the same. In reality, variations in the minting process, as well as errors or unique characteristics, can significantly affect the value of a coin. For example, many collectors are particularly interested in certain mint marks or even potential misprints that make the coin rare. The 1979 Washington quarter is a prime example of a coin that, in certain cases, can become incredibly valuable due to minting errors. One of the most notable errors that can be found in this series is the double die variety. A double die error happens when a coin is struck multiple times, but the second strike is slightly misaligned, creating a doubling effect on the design. This can result in a coin with noticeable and distinct duplicate images on the obverse or reverse, making it unique and highly collectible. A 1979 Washington quarter with this kind of error can be worth thousands of dollars, depending on the quality of the coin and the extent of the error. Another important factor that can influence the value of a 1979 Washington quarter is the condition in which it has been preserved. Coins that have been carefully kept in excellent condition, free from scratches, discoloration, and other signs of wear, are far more valuable than those that have been circulated over time. Many of the 1979 quarters that were minted have been used for everyday transactions, leaving them with varying degrees of damage and wear. However, those that have been well maintained, with sharp details and minimal contact with harsh elements, are rare treasures in the coin collecting world. Collectors are always on the lookout for high-grade examples of the 1979 Washington quarter, and a coin that is graded in pristine condition can fetch a much higher price than a well-worn one. For collectors, a piece's rarity often has to do with its scarcity in certain grades or versions. While most 1979 quarters were minted in Philadelphia, there are also a few that were struck in Denver, and these can be especially sought after depending on the coin's quality. Some 1979 quarters, despite their relatively recent minting date, can be in such high demand that their value rises well above face value. Another factor that makes certain 1979 Washington quarters especially valuable is their potential to become part of a set of rare coins. For many collectors, the hunt for specific dates, errors, and mint marks is part of the thrill. A 1979 quarter with a particularly rare minting error, such as a double die or misaligned strike, could be a major highlight in any collection. The rarity of such an item, combined with its historical significance, elevates its appeal and adds to its market value. So, if you happen to come across a 1979 Washington quarter, it's essential to take a closer look at its condition and any potential variations that may make it a valuable piece. While most of these quarters are worth only their face value, a select few can be worth many times more. Now, you might be wondering just how much a rare 1979 Washington quarter could actually fetch on the market. In fact, certain 1979 Washington quarters with minting errors, such as the double die or other variations, have been known to sell for extraordinary amounts. There have been reports of a 1979 Washington quarter with a rare error being sold for a jaw-dropping $78,000. Yes, you heard that right, $78,000. This is a remarkable sum for a coin that started out as a simple quarter. When you consider how many coins from the same year were produced, it's easy to see how finding a rare piece from 1979 can be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery for any collector. The market for rare coins is often unpredictable, but it's clear that certain versions of the 1979 Washington quarter are worth far more than their initial 25-cent price tag. Whether it's due to a minting error, impeccable condition, or a particularly rare variety, these coins can fetch impressive sums. So, the next time you're sifting through your pocket change or browsing through a coin shop, keep an eye out for a 1979 Washington quarter. It might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. In summary, while most 1979 Washington quarters will only fetch their standard face value, a few rare and special pieces have earned their place in the world of high-value coins. Whether it's a rare error or a coin in perfect condition, the 1979 Washington quarter is an example of how a relatively modern coin can still be worth an impressive amount of money. And, to wrap it all up, a select 1979 Washington quarter could be worth as much as $78,000, a staggering amount for a coin you might find in your own collection. Top 4. The United States has an extensive history when it comes to coinage, with many coins carrying significant cultural and historical value. Among these, the Washington quarter dollar holds a special place, especially the 1984 version of this iconic coin. While most coins from the 1980s may seem like ordinary pieces of currency, the 1984 Washington quarter has captured the attention of collectors and investors due to its unique features and the possibility of finding rare versions that can be worth much more than their face value. The Washington quarter, which has been in circulation since 1932, features the likeness of George Washington on the front, and on the back, you'll find an eagle. This design was created to honor the first president of the United States and has been a staple of American coinage for decades. Over the years, millions of these quarters have been minted, and they have been used as everyday currency for countless transactions. However, like many other coins, the value of a Washington quarter is often determined by its rarity, condition, and sometimes special errors or features. The 1984 Washington quarter is no exception. While many of these coins are worth only their face value of 25 cents, some rare examples have caught the eyes of collectors, numismatists, and investors, often fetching extraordinary amounts at auctions or private sales. The key to understanding why a 1984 Washington quarter could be worth so much more than its face value lies in several important factors, including minting errors, unique features, and its overall condition. One of the primary factors that could make a 1984 Washington quarter worth significantly more than its face value is the presence of a minting error. During the minting process, mistakes can happen, and when they do, they often result in coins that are highly sought after by collectors. For example, a common error that can increase the value of a coin is the double die error. This occurs when a coin is struck multiple times, with the second strike misaligned, creating a doubled effect on the design. If you find a 1984 Washington quarter with this kind of error, it could be worth a considerable amount more than a regular quarter, as collectors are always looking for these rare mistakes to add to their collections. Another factor that makes the 1984 Washington quarter special is its mint mark. Most coins produced by the U.S. Mint have a small mint mark on them to indicate where they were produced. In the case of the 1984 Washington quarter, coins were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from these different mints can have slight variations, and in some cases, certain mint marks or specific varieties can be more valuable than others. If you come across a 1984 Washington quarter with a particular mint mark that is considered rare or hard to find, this could greatly increase the value of the coin. However, even without any minting errors, there's another key factor that can significantly boost the value of a 1984 Washington quarter: its condition. The better the condition, the more a coin can be worth. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that are in mint or near mint condition, with as little wear as possible. A coin that has been well preserved, with sharp details and no signs of damage, will always be more valuable than one that has been heavily circulated. If you happen to come across a 1984 Washington quarter that looks as if it were just minted yesterday, you could be holding on to something much more valuable than you think. But what makes a 1984 Washington quarter truly stand out among others? It's the combination of rarity, condition, and sometimes a unique feature that sets a select few apart. Imagine finding a 1984 Washington quarter in pristine condition with a rare minting error like the double die or other variations. These rare finds are what sets certain coins apart from the millions of others produced that year. As with any collectible item, it's the rare and unique pieces that draw the most attention and therefore command the highest prices on the market. Now, you're probably wondering just how much one of these rare 1984 Washington quarters can actually be worth. After all, it's just a quarter from the 1980s. However, the truth is that some of these rare examples can be worth an incredible amount of money. There have been cases where specific 1984 Washington quarters, whether due to an error, a rare mint mark, or exceptional condition, have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, one particularly rare example of a 1984 Washington quarter with a unique minting error was recently sold for a jaw-dropping $58,000. Yes, that's $58,000 for a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents. It's incredible to think that a seemingly common coin, like the 1984 Washington quarter, could be worth such a large sum. But this is the beauty of coin collecting. What might seem like an ordinary piece of currency can sometimes turn out to be a hidden treasure. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just starting out, coins like the 1984 Washington quarter show us that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises and opportunities. In conclusion, while most 1984 Washington quarters will only ever be worth their face value of 25 cents, there are a few rare exceptions that can bring in huge returns for those who are lucky enough to find them. Whether it's due to a minting error, a rare mint mark, or simply an immaculate condition, the value of certain 1984 Washington quarters can skyrocket. So, the next time you find yourself going through your spare change or browsing at a coin shop, remember that it's always worth taking a second look at a 1984 Washington quarter. After all, it could be worth $58,000. Top 5. The world of coin collecting is filled with rare treasures, some of which can make you a small fortune if you're lucky enough to find them. Among the many coins that have captured the attention of collectors, one that stands out is the 1972 Washington quarter. While most people may think of this as just another piece of 25-cent currency, there's much more to this particular coin than meets the eye. The 1972 Washington quarter has become a highly sought-after item in the world of numismatics, and certain versions of this coin are worth far more than their face value. So, what makes the 1972 Washington quarter so valuable, and how can you spot a rare example that could fetch a significant amount of money? Let's dive in and find out. The Washington quarter, introduced in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington, is a familiar coin. Its design, featuring Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, has been in circulation for decades, making it one of the most iconic coins in American history. However, not all Washington quarters are created equal, and some years and versions of the coin are far more valuable than others. One such year is 1972. A time when millions of these coins were minted and released into circulation. While most of the 1972 Washington quarters are worth just their face value of 25 cents, there are specific factors that can make this coin far more valuable to collectors. When it comes to rare and valuable coins, the condition is key. Coins that have been well preserved over the years are worth significantly more than those that have been worn down by circulation. A 1972 Washington quarter in excellent condition, one that shows little to no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, can fetch a much higher price than a coin that has seen its fair share of use. Coins that are graded as mint state or proof tend to be the most valuable, as these are coins that were either never circulated or were specifically produced for collectors. But it's not just the condition of the coin that determines its value. Sometimes, the real value lies in rare errors that occur during the minting process. Mistakes can happen during production, and when they do, they can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a prized collectible. One of the most famous errors that collectors look for is the double die variety. This error happens when a coin is struck multiple times, and the second strike is misaligned, resulting in a doubled appearance of the image. A 1972 Washington quarter with a double die error could be worth far more than a regular 1972 quarter, as these error coins are extremely rare and highly desirable. In addition to the double die error, there are other types of minting mistakes that can make the 1972 Washington quarter valuable. For example, some quarters were struck off-center or with misaligned designs, resulting in coins that have unique and irregular characteristics. These variations are often sought after by collectors who are looking to add rare and unusual coins to their collections. If you happen to come across a 1972 Washington quarter with any sort of minting error, it's well worth examining it closely, as it could be worth significantly more than its standard face value. Another factor that can influence the value of the 1972 Washington quarter is its mint mark. The U.S. Mint produces coins at several different facilities, and each facility uses a distinct mint mark to indicate where the coin was struck. For the 1972 Washington quarter, coins were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used the D mint mark to indicate where the coin was produced. The rarity of certain mint marks can make a specific coin more valuable, and certain collectors might seek out specific variations, especially if a coin from one mint is harder to find than from another. Now that we know what factors can affect the value of the 1972 Washington quarter, you might be wondering just how much one of these coins could actually be worth. While most of the 1972 quarters you come across will be worth just 25 cents, rare examples can be worth thousands of dollars, or even more. In fact, certain 1972 Washington quarters, especially those with minting errors or in near-perfect condition, have been sold for jaw-dropping amounts. For example, a 1972 Washington quarter with a unique minting error and a flawless grade could sell for an impressive sum. And just how much can a rare 1972 Washington quarter be worth? Some of these exceptional coins have been known to fetch up to $94,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $94,000 for a coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents. This incredible price tag is a testament to how valuable a rare and error-filled coin can become in the hands of a dedicated collector. If you find yourself with a 1972 Washington quarter that is in excellent condition or features an interesting error, you could be holding on to a true treasure. Whether it's a double die, off-center strike, or another type of minting error, you may have stumbled upon a coin that is far more valuable than you imagined. The world of coin collecting can be unpredictable, but it's moments like these, when an everyday coin turns out to be worth a small fortune, that make the hobby so exciting. In conclusion, while most 1972 Washington quarters will only ever be worth their face value of 25 cents, there are some rare examples that can fetch incredible sums of money. Whether due to minting errors, unique characteristics, or simply being in excellent condition, the 1972 Washington quarter proves that sometimes even the most seemingly ordinary coins can turn out to be worth a great deal more than you might expect. So, the next time you're going through your change or browsing through a coin shop, don't overlook the 1972 Washington quarter. It might just be worth $94,000.